Hello, friends. Tina here today with my new friend, Krissy, who is an Amazon influencer. And I feel like she has such a great story to tell. I don't know if you've surpassed it, but the last I knew, you made approximately $30,000 your first full year now in the Amazon influencer program. I think you said that on another interview. Is that right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. Suddenly I'm hearing um, an echo.
Really? I don't on my end.
Up, I figured it out, I think.
Okay, I was gonna say if you have to, you can log back out and log back in.
Nope, that was a me issue. Apparently, I had the YouTube channel pulled up, which had our video playing. So
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? I apologize.
Oh, no, it's okay. I said that your first year on Amazon, the last I had heard, you did approximately $30,000 income in your very first year, and now you are just past your first year.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the I actually just did 30. I just did all the math and adding up of everything. So I did $37,000 in 2025. So for the first year, it was more than that. But
Yeah.
for 2025 calendar year, I did just shy of $37,000. That's all in on all things Amazon.
And that is amazing because you work a full-time job, right?
Yes.
So I mean, right, a lot of people, that's what it takes them, just doing this hustle and only this hustle. Yet you set your mind to, I'm going to do this while I work a full-time job. And for most people on my channel, they're not going to know you yet, right?
Right.
And your full-time job is a very stressful job. So if you want to share what that is.
Yeah, I actually work in a 911 call center. So I have done a lot of different jobs there, be it dispatching and training. And right now I'm a strictly a call taker. So I answer both emergency and non-emergency calls that come into the call center. So yeah, it can be stressful. It's
It is
also super fun.
stressful. Yeah. And you're talking all day, right? Like your job is
True.
constantly talking. And then you somehow come home and find energy to want to talk on camera
True.
about a product.
Yes, I am a talker. That's true. Maybe that's why my wife gets upset when I'm like, I can't talk anymore.
Because you've used up all of your words. So what landed you to join Amazon influencer? I don't assume that you thought, oh, I'm going to make $30,000 doing this. It'll be fun.
Sure. No, actually, I did not. I had no idea actually of what I was getting into. My wife and I want to uh, go full time on in an RV in a couple years. So we kind of have a long runway, but because we have a long runway, it's given me the chance to sort of try and figure out what what I'm going to do to make money on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about, doing like work camping, so just working for your site, but I still would like to be able to still create actual income. So I thought, well, maybe I had been hearing about Amazon influencer. I didn't really know about it. And I thought, that could be kind of fun. I love Amazon. I love stuff.
I love buying stuff.
That's right. So I thought, okay. And I started to look for, what does that mean? How do I do this? So I just honestly, as with all things with me, I jumped in head first and figured it out. So I created my very first TikTok account and got approved for Amazon influencer within, I think it was like 8 days or 9 days or something like that. And it's been sort of balls to the wall since then.
That's amazing. How many hours would you say realistically in a week's time do you devote to Amazon influencer?
Oh man, I should start clocking this. People ask me
Because
this all the time.
I'm trying to figure this out for myself, how much time I'm now putting into it. And like you, I feel like I need to actually write this down. If you're like me, sometimes it's kind of fun that I'm like, oh wow, that was 2 hours. I thought that was like
Yes.
30 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like if I were to time my actual Amazon video creation, I would say probably 10 hours a week at most.
Yeah. And that's
Um
not a lot of time
it's
considering
not.
the
No.
income that followed with it.
Yes, exactly. And I think, some of that is that I've been able to streamline my process. So I'm not editing at all anymore. And that has made a huge difference because I mean, if you make a 3-minute video, then that means you're rewatching it for 3 minutes. and then to edit it and then
And then you're like,
making
wait,
all the
pause.
adjustments.
No, 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 you
Exactly.
want pause.
Exactly. So really you're probably at least 15 minutes in for every video. That ends up a lot of time when you are recording as many videos as I was recording.
Now I'm still
So,
editing mine, but I don't do a lot of editing. It's mostly like cutting off the gap at the beginning. If
yep,
I flub or I realize I didn't say something right, I let my video have a long pause. I just keep the camera rolling,
sure.
talk again. So when I go to cut it, it's easy to cut it. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know
do
where
a
that
lot of
is.
edit time, but I do, but I'm not in it as long as you have been. So I don't
Sure.
have as many videos under my belt yet. I think I'm just slightly over 200 videos
Well, that's great.
right now.
Yeah, that's really good. I was able to get to no editing by I learned about a program called Ecamm Live. And a guy I met on the internet, Billy Thorpe, he is the one who told me about it. And I didn't quite understand
What's it
exactly how it
called?
worked. It's called Ecamm Live.
Okay.
Um
What does it do for us?
well, first of all, it can go live, obviously. So I know that you're currently using StreamYard, so it's a
Yeah,
similar thing, except I think it has far more features than StreamYard. It is more expensive.
that's
Um,
true.
yeah. Um, but the nice thing is I have a permanent overhead camera set up. I have a permanent front-facing camera set up, and I have a permanent camera set up sort of at my desktop level. So, and then I use a pedal to switch between cameras. So instead of like I think a lot of people have overhead cameras, but then they end up editing and cutting it in. So I don't do that. I just press my pedal and it moves to the next camera, press the pedal and it moves to the next camera. So that way it completely eliminates me needing to like reach forward, press it on and off.
Yeah,
I don't have to do any of that stuff. I don't have to edit it in and it just creates the video and I post it.
super cool. And I've seen a couple of your videos. I've seen some of your videos just talking about influencer program on your TikTok. And the one that cracked me up because it just did. I don't even know if I should say it live, but I'm going to. Is when you might want to swallow in case you laugh. But is when you did your video on brands reaching out to you about, will you review this vibrator?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I died. I watched it, I think, 3 times because it made me laugh every time. Because a friend of mine, she got several of those type of brands reaching out to her, and even though I also draw the line, like we all have that line, like, what kind of product will you not do? And I told her, I said, well, I'm jealous because I've not got a brand reaching out to me to do that.
I'll funnel them to you when I start to hear them.
No thanks.
Well, I do. I think it's this. I mean, every product needs Amazon influencer video on it, in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
So like, and if you use Oink extension, Fizz does a ton of adult toys.
he does.
That is one of his niches.
Yeah,
And he talks about the fact that like, listen, they make money. So,
yeah.
and I wish that I could sort of get past that mental block about it, but at the
Me
same
too. I feel
time,
like I
like,
don't want my face or my person attached to that. I don't
yes,
know.
that's
And
exactly how I
maybe
feel.
as women, I guess you feel like things about us seem to get leaked everywhere else on the internet. He's
Yep.
like, no, if it's maybe just a male female thing, I don't know, but I find it hysterical.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
yeah, everything does need to be reviewed, but that I did wonder is there, do you draw a line in the sand on things that like that you won't do?
Yeah, honestly, that is mostly the thing I won't do.
Yeah,
I'm much more hesitant to do things that require assembly.
yeah.
And as I've been able to be a little bit more successful, I am able to say no to more things. When brands reach out to me and they're like, "Will you do this, random stupid thing?" And I'm like, "No, actually I
No.
won't. That's not going to make me any money unless you pay me, and then I'll do it."
So I got a sample in the mail because of Creators Connections. And like you, I also use Oink and Fizz's software. And there is a link below in the comment section if anyone's watching later for discount on Oink. But through Creator Connections and his software, and I send the brand messages, I got a sourdough starter, like little yeast thing to make sourdough bread. I followed the instructions to a T to get the dough to go. And I knew it didn't look right, but that was the instructions. And I documented every single day. It was just like a
Sure.
30-second little clip of me putting in pre-measured ingredients and showing it. when I went to bake it, and I'm showing my husband like this, I said, I've baked a lot of bread. This does not look right. Like, but maybe there's something about this dough that I don't know. When I baked it in the pan, it rose like that high, and it just looked like a thick flat bread. And I'm like, now what do I do? So, on something like that, how do you handle that? Do you say, hey, it didn't work? Or do you go to the store and buy a loaf of sourdough and pull it out of the oven and go, voila?
Yeah, I just lie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't. I actually I have that's another place I draw the line. I want my brand to have integrity, and so I don't want to just say yes to anything. And even if it's crappy, I'll still review it. That's just not. It's not what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. So there's two things that I'll do. Thing one, um, if it's something I can do, instead of talking, I give a lot of opinions in my videos, and I know that a lot of people don't, but I definitely do. So instead of saying my opinion about it, like, oh my gosh, I really love this sourdough starter kit, it's been incredible, da 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 da, I might just say, here's the pieces, these are the steps that they suggest that you do, or something along those lines, like
That way
here's
you're not
this.
saying mine turned out like a flatbread, but
Right, right. Yeah, like, here's this widget. It is, black in color. It feels hard to touch. Whatever.
yeah.
Or if I can't even figure out how to do that for the product, if it is just absolute crap, I'll just tell the brand, "Hey, listen, I give honest reviews on my channel. So if you would like, I'm happy to do an honest review of this, but you should know that it's not going to be positive. Um, how would you like me to proceed?"
Yeah.
And they will just respond usually and say, "Never mind. Don't do anything
Yeah.
then."
Yeah.
So then I don't.
But I like that you hold true to your integrity. I definitely like that. So not only do I know you through Oink, but where I originally met you through was through the what is it called? The school SK.
It's not school, it's through
Oh,
deal makers.
Deal Makers. That's right. And
Yep.
I originally saw his video. So talk a little bit about Deal Makers and how it helped you get to where you are right now.
Yeah. So I met Billy Thorpe. I say met. I watched some of his videos and I started to
Mhm.
engage with some of his content. And Billy's all about brand deals. He's going to leverage the Amazon program to create relationships with brands and create deals that way, right? And so that, people talk about collabs all the time, but it's always from a lens of being an Amazon influencer, not as a sort of micro media brand trying to, create a brand with these, sellers, with these brands.
Mhm.
And so his perspective was a little bit different for me. And so his main focus is always brand deals. I think he said
So
he
you
has
get
over
paid a
four.
bigger chunk of change.
Exactly. I think he says he has over 4,000 videos or something, and only probably 100 of them he didn't get paid to do. And
That's
his
incredible.
I know his big thing is small ticket, high. Like, I guess it's like he'll do a lot of small ticket items in terms of like the commissions. So people will you look in these Amazon influencer groups and they're like, don't do it for anything less than $50 a piece, which is fine, except you're going to get far fewer sellers to say yes. But if you're able to sort of backwards engineer, I need to make this much money for the year, or I want to make this much money for the year. How many videos do I need to do at $15-$20 a pop that's going
Yeah.
to get me to that number? So
Yeah.
you can make a whole lot of videos, especially if you're not editing, in a very short amount of time and then go about your life. So that's what he does. And when I started going to his group, I had, a few collabs here and there that were paid. And then by the end of the year, I was making about $400 a month by doing collabs, which of
Just the
course,
collab income.
yeah, which of course isn't a gob of money, but it's a good amount of money for me.
Yeah, and I know you learned a lot from him. And one thing I heard you say before, and this is how I feel, is you said that you felt like my videos aren't good enough to be paid for. How can I charge these people? And I feel like that. I feel like my videos aren't bad, but I don't feel like they're like TikTok quality videos to me are great. The way these people edit and do stuff, my videos are not like that. And I don't feel like I've built an audience or a brand of I do music equipment, or, I do all dog products, or I do all mommy and me type things. I don't feel like I have a niche, so to speak. So what would you say to somebody like me as far as having the guts to say, well, you can pay me X amount of dollars to do this video?
Sure.
What does it take for that?
Well, yeah, I think some of this is imposter syndrome for people, right? Like, why would you want me to do it?
Yeah.
But honestly, why somebody would want me to do it is I make good quality videos. And when I say good quality videos, I actually don't like TikTok's quality
Oh,
videos.
yeah.
Because that to me is super distracting. I don't want to see all of that stuff. I want to see the product. And that's who I'm trying to create videos for. So I make sure my sound is good. I know that there's lots of people who are like, you don't need a mic. I disagree. I actually really think you need a mic. Can you get away without it? Sure. But in my opinion, like if you're doing well without a mic, imagine how much better you could be doing with a mic.
And now I have one of those little ones I can clip on.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Any of those things is great. Or the lighting, making sure that you can see the product.
Hmm.
So it's just even those two things are above and beyond what a lot of Amazon influencers are doing. So I know that my videos are better because of those things. Now, I don't have a niche either. I guess I tend to do a lot of electronic stuff, but I wouldn't say I have a niche. I just do whatever. If somebody sends me
Whatever's been coming your way.
exactly. If
Sometimes your
somebody
niche
sends me
happens then on accident. You may find that you end up having an electronics niche
exactly.
because it's like it's coming to you, right? That's
Exactly.
really
Yep.
interesting.
Yeah. Brands will reach out. I get emails and they'll send all sorts of stuff, some kitchen stuff, some camping stuff, some electronics. And at first, yeah, you're right. Like I had that sort of, "Ugh, how do I ask for money?" And I wasn't asking for money at first. I was just like, yeah, that's great. I'll
That's
take
great.
all the
And
free product.
yeah, yeah. So I
Um,
think that's okay too. The free product I have gotten has been from Creator Connection. So clearly I'm reaching out to them. Some send you stuff, some do not. I have one company that I've been working with because of my YouTube. And I made a second YouTube, not this one, for just where I cross post my videos that
yeah.
go on Amazon
Yep.
at the time. And again, I really only started doing the YouTube in October, not that long ago, few
Mhm.
months. And for over a month now, I've had this company that sends me products almost every week. And they found me through YouTube when I think I have like 26 subscribers on that
Wow.
channel, which is shocking anyone subscribed to it, if you ask me, right? And they were like, they pay me $10 to $20 per item. Now it's not a lot. I didn't negotiate with them. I'm just like, okay. And that was prior to me seeing your video. And so of course they're getting a good rate. I'm getting free stuff. Most of it I don't really care about. I did get one actually cool item that I did like. But I thought, well, this is neat. And then I heard you talk about you could get brand deals and then paying you. So how did these brands start reaching out to you? Was it because you also were posting things to YouTube?
Yep. A lot of people get reached out to via Instagram. I have not had that experience. I don't post a lot to Instagram. I just recently started to post some shorts of my videos to Instagram. But even so, I get very few outreaches on Instagram. But I get a lot of them through email, which they find via YouTube.
I put my
Because
email on YouTube too. That's
exactly.
a tip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of people will try and, trick the system for Amazon and put it in their bio for
I
Amazon.
don't.
I'm not gonna do that. No, I like what I have going with Amazon and I don't
Yeah.
want to screw that up. So I cross post a lot of my videos, not all of them, to Amazon to YouTube, and my email is in the bio. And that's by and large how I'm hearing from brands. I get about 5 a day or so, 5 outreaches.
Wow.
Now
That's
mind you, when I
incredible. Well,
respond
also
with
your videos are good. And that's the thing is I guess that's where that mind switch can happen is like they saw me, they chose me, they reached out to me. It wasn't me spamming them and
absolutely.
then saying, "Hey, I'm going to spam you, and oh, by the way, you're going to pay me."
Yeah.
So yeah, so I like that mind shift thought
Yeah.
that oh, they chose you.
Yeah, and keep in mind also, most of the people that are reaching out to you are not the brand itself, right? They are
It's a deal.
third
It's like a
party dealers.
broker person. Yes.
Exactly. So guess who gets paid for each one of those videos? The broker does. So
Ah,
it behooves them to not have to pay somebody because then they're keeping money. So, but others are like, no, they have the same mindset I do. The better my video is, the more people who will reach out to me, the more money I can make in the long run.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I respond to all of my requests with the exact same script about my rates.
And
And
you
I hear
learned
back
that
from
through Deal Makers with Billy Thorpe,
what's
right?
that?
And you learned how to do that through Deal Makers with Billy
Um,
Thorpe, that's scripted
I
in.
I tweaked it a lot when I
Yeah.
met Bill, when I started talking with Billy, and how he does it. Yeah. And then I sort of made it my own. But I use ChatGPT a lot for a lot of those
I do
scripts.
too. I
Yeah.
love, yeah, ChatGPT. I use AI a lot. ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, all of the AI. I love
Yeah.
all of it. I'm knee
Yeah.
deep in it.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
It
But
does.
I send out the same media kit, so to speak, or my same rate sheet to everybody, and I hear back from maybe half of them. And some of them will say, "No, I don't want to do it for that much. How about this?" And we'll negotiate a little bit.
Yeah, and especially if it's something you want, it's like
Yeah.
you would probably be willing to take less because you really want it.
Yeah. Or if it's something I really don't want, then I
Yeah.
jack up my price.
Yeah. Now, would you say that your brand deals income surpassed what your Amazon influencer commission payouts were, or was Amazon higher and brand deals is starting to catch it? Like, what's the ratio?
Oh no, my Amazon creator connections is by far the highest income that I have. Um and I think a lot of that has to do with the tools, right? I use both Oink and Viral View.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, for brand deals, I made like $1,300 for the year. So
Mhm.
it was the last couple of months of the year, the last
You
3 months
started
where I was
doing that.
making over $300. But then I mean, on-site commissions, I made over $21,000.
Yeah, that's
So
just so cool.
yeah,
So cool. It's so exciting. And so since you are living off your job income, this side income can really just start stockpiling for your guys' goal,
that's a
And
great idea. I should save it.
what?
No, so far we've been able to do lots of things that we wouldn't have done otherwise. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
got LASIK surgery. We wouldn't have
Wow.
spent that money. Or we've paid for all of our vacations with it. And honestly, I've invested quite a lot of money into the business. So,
Getting
I
your
take
lighting, your microphone,
exactly. Yep, I divide the income in thirds. A third goes to taxes, a third goes to our family, and then a third stays with the business to reinvest. And I think that at least at this point that's what I'm doing.
do you buy products with intent of reviewing it? I watched that video. I think his name was Chris Shan. One is or Shan
Yes.
Christopher. It
The
was
most
one or
recent
the
one
other.
with Fizz.
Yes, and I was like, wow, that his video really inspired me. And before that, I also interviewed Chris Huff, who has the Cha-Ching Chrome. I don't know if you use that.
I
That's
don't, but I did see that interview. Yeah.
I love it. I love his extension. And the reason why I love it is because when I am on my daily earning dashboard for Amazon, like if I look at today's date, it shows like I've sold nothing. By tonight, it still shows as if I've made no sales. I don't see today's sales until tomorrow. I don't
Right.
know if you have that issue, but I do.
Oh yeah, that's just how their reporting works. Yeah.
The cha-ching shows me what I did today. So even though it says 0 on there, his little, it's like a little dollar sign on the Chrome extension. You'll hear it go cha-ching. When I click it, it shows me what I've done today. So
That's
I know
cute.
that I've made sales today and I can see what they are. Additionally, below the item, it will show like profit potential. So and we're talking like halo sales, right? They bought the thing that I reviewed, but then they also got 6 other things in their cart, things that I did not review. And it will show me the potential monthly earning income I could make on that item. And so I really like that because it just shows it right there on the software. So those could be potential investments.
Yeah.
After we examine the listing and
Yeah.
all of the research that we have to do.
Yeah, after that's cool. I might actually look into that. I wasn't quite
It's
sure what
free.
it did, and
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't.
free. Why
Yeah,
not?
that's a good idea. But as it relates to the other interview you were talking about with, again, I think his name was
Christian.
Shan. Yeah.
Yeah, where he buys things. Yeah, I got off track. Where he buys things with the intent of reviewing it. So he invests capital, same as Chris, into buying inventory just to review it.
Yes. And that was super inspiring to me. So
Wow.
I that very next day was like, okay, here we go. I am going to research and I'm going to find some awesome products. And I found nothing. And I spent like, I don't know, an hour looking and I was just like, no, I can't deal with this.
I
I
will
and
say
so
I got from his interview that it sounded like he said there are some days that I find nothing. And so I wasn't under the impression he just easily found stuff on the daily.
sure. Yeah, and I think that, everybody has different business models.
Hmm.
There's like, I don't know, countless ways to make money with the Amazon influencer program. And to this point, I have bought maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 items for the whole year that I was like, let's try this one.
Hmm.
Um, and they've done well. I've done pretty well with them. But mostly that's just not it's not something I want to spend time doing. I'm
So
trying to
what
build
is
up.
your criteria? How do you decide what products you're going to review?
Well, I use the Viral View extension for it by and large. And I look for to make sure that there's a merchant video because otherwise you can't have an upper carousel. And I make sure that there's no more than 3 influencer videos. And I know if I recall, both Fizz and Chris were saying that they don't do it if there's like more than 1 or 2 influencers. And I
Hmm.
get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't invest as much money either. So, but that's what I'm looking for. I want to make sure that I can put an influencer video up. Oh, and that it's over $40 is the product price.
Oh, okay.
Because at the end of the day, sure, you could make money on, this tiny little widget, but the money you're making is, 10 cents a piece
Yeah.
to sell thousands to make any actual money with it.
Yeah,
So,
that's true because I get daily commissions on some things and it's 45 cents, 45 cents, 45
yeah,
cents, but I am getting them daily and it's stuff we already have.
right.
So I'm going to make a video for it. I didn't
Yeah.
research it. It's because we had it. So I made the video for it.
Yeah. And you're
So
at the beginning stages of your
mhm, journey.
journey. So that is what you should be doing. You should be focusing on the things that you have. You don't need to worry about, researching all the things yet. You are still building your library of content.
Yeah. So, with that being said, because you had such a successful first year, you put in your homework. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you just got lucky and it was successful. I mean, you put in the effort to get the lighting, to get the microphone, to, work with, I keep forgetting his name. I'm so sorry.
Billy?
Billy. And then, of course, getting the right software. You invested in the tools. And I'm sure you have scoured the Facebook post to glean tips and things that people freely share. So you put in the work for the fruits of your labor. But because of that, I feel like you probably feel of yourself that you have a good handle on what you're doing now. And I know that you now have started a YouTube channel to help newer people like myself and where you were a little over a year ago. So I do have a comment, a section below in my comments with a link to Krissy's channel. So if you are newer as well, please follow her for those tips. And what would you say your channel looks like right now? Because I know it's new.
Well, it is new, but I have quite a lot of just sort of Amazon influencer content, but mostly right now I just decided I was going to start focusing on new creators. So yeah, a lot of it will have to do with Amazon influencer. And yeah, I mean, you just said something which I thought was an interesting perspective was that I've been in it for over a year, so that means I have done my research and I
Mhm.
know what I'm doing now, and I gleaned, helpful hints and tricks and blah blah blah. And here's the thing, and I got trapped with this in the same way that almost all new influencers do. I got caught in consumption instead of creation.
Mm.
So you are
Over analyzing and not doing.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
You're so new in the beginning. You feel like if you're not doing all the things that all the people that you're seeing on these pages are doing, you're missing out and you're behind the 8 ball. So more than anything, I think that actually set me back, was because I was trying to consume all of the things that I should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until recently that I started to realize, like, um, oh, all these people who reach out to me and ask me for help, they're asking all the same questions, which is, what do I need to do to get brand deals, for instance? And geez, you're brand new. Brands are not going to want to work with you when you're brand new, because you
Yeah,
have
you got to get
no.
videos under your belt. If the brand deal
Exactly.
company happened to me, it was on accident. I didn't try for it. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I use the phrase, keep your eyes on your own paper.
Yeah.
Because right now, in the beginning, like, that's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be
Mhm.
like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? How come you're
Mhm.
making so much money? Well, they're making money because they've been doing
Because
it
they're
a while.
working. Yeah.
They have a history. They have a library of content to draw from, so that
Yeah.
brands see it and they're like,
But they
oh, that's what
definitely
they
have
can
good
do.
tips. Like you have good tips or good insight to share, and people can take with it what speaks to them, right? I can watch and hear 10 people's Amazon stories. There's a commonality that everyone does. They make the video, right?
Yes, right?
Right. We have to
Yep.
make the video. Everyone's work style is different,
Yep.
or and maybe I feel clumsy in the way I'm filming, or like, oh wait, is there too much stuff behind me? Or right. And so I definitely like to hear about people's setups. I like to hear about what does their workflow look like? Not always because I want to do exactly what they're doing, but sometimes somebody says something and it resonates with me. I'm like, oh, I like it, right? And so I think things should definitely speak to you.
Yeah.
And I definitely like hearing other people's stories, but that is a good point, is you're never going to be that other person. Like I can't be Krissy. I
Yeah.
don't have your personality. I don't have your talking style, because I'm not you, right?
Right.
But I might say, hey, I really like how your microphone sounds. What microphone is that? Or
Yeah, yeah. And listen, there's a balance to that, right? So you
yeah,
can't improve yourself if you're not asking or seeing other people's content, right?
yeah,
But there has to be a balance in which you finally say, I'm turning off the things and I'm going to stop consuming and just start creating.
yeah,
Because you could, what's it called? Armchair quarterback all of the things that you're doing for forever and
yeah,
never hit record. And why am I not making any money? Well, you have 12 videos
yeah,
and you're asking all the questions but not creating any content.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there has to be a balance between consumption and creation.
And I like time blocking stuff. So I knew that we had to meet today for YouTube at this time. And so before we met, I still had an hour of time. And in that hour of time, I knocked out 6 review videos. I
Yes.
started to upload them to the computer because I upload them from my phone to my computer. That's my routine. I know a lot of people just do it all from their phone. I cannot. That's just not my work style. I have to be on the
Preach.
computer.
Amen to that. Yes. I think that's an age thing, to be perfectly honest. A lot of the young
Probably.
creators do it on their phone, and I'm like,
I can't
absolutely
even
not.
edit on there. I'm like, I'm already wearing reading glasses. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah, not happening on my phone.
yeah, so I have to be on my computer. So when we're done today, that's what I will be doing, is my quick edits of those videos and then upload them. Now, I don't stress about thumbnail, no thumbnail. People talk about that. Does a thumbnail make a difference or not? I will see what happens with my videos. So I've now got enough videos, at least 3 months behind them. And I don't know about you, but for me personally, of my videos, the ones that convert and pay well, thumbnail or no thumbnail, it makes no difference. So it's like, if you don't have time to make one, don't, is my input.
Yep, there's another influencer who's on YouTube, and she's in a lot of the groups that people are in, called Data Coach Claire.
Oh yes, I saw her.
Yes, and she has so much really, really valuable information. And one of the things that she does to gather this data is she polls and interviews other influencers. So one of the things she did, I think it was a 2024 review maybe, was she essentially compared people who spend time making thumbnails and people who don't. And the difference is negligible. So
Yeah.
if it's negligible, I am not spending time doing it. Because why?
But you do for your YouTube though?
Well, no, actually.
No, okay.
So I should be, I think. So
Okay.
I just recently ran across another guy in one of the groups. I forget his name suddenly. But he was talking about his YouTube channel and how he's been making money from it. And I thought, whenever somebody talks about making money on their YouTube channel, I always go over there, because I'm not yet monetized on
Okay.
my review channel, on either of my channels. But
But you did.
specifically that one is the one I
Yeah.
was talking about. And he only has like 87 videos. But a couple of them like super popped off. And apparently, so I reached out to him and he kindly responded, and said that he does focus on title and thumbnail when he's
Yeah.
posting his review videos. Because in my mind, um, if I'm, putting up a review of my water bottle, somebody's not going to like see a picture of me with my water bottle and be like, oh, that looks interesting, I'm going to hit that.
Yeah.
Instead, I
Yeah.
think they're going to search for this water bottle
That's right. And they
and then
want to
find
work.
my video. It's like
Yeah.
search related.
Yes.
But turns out, I think it's probably both. And so I'm going to try and focus on that a little bit
Yeah,
and
on my
putting
YouTube,
some.
I do make a thumbnail and I do focus on my title. So I've changed the structure of how I do my title. I definitely do it for what the product is, because you, like me, like any of us, sometimes I just don't know if I really want to buy the thing. Like, for instance, your microphone that you're using, my microphone that I'm using, I want to really know, how does it sound? Do people who bought it really like it? What are the reviews, right? Because I don't always necessarily trust written reviews on Amazon, because I know how Amazon works on the seller side. So I always go searching, brand name of the item, like, Shure microphone, whatever it is, review. I search the review, or now I've got it down between two microphones. I want the Snowball or the Shure. So I might do like Snowball versus Shure, because I want that comparison, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm actually Googling. And I think most people, when they're researching, also Google it that way. Well,
Yep.
because YouTube is owned by Google, if you've made a video about that and that is your title, you will pop up as a suggested video to watch. So I definitely think the title matches a lot.
Well, I will say it's my understanding that um, the first line of text in your description serves the same purpose in search engines. So if again, this is something I'm just learning about and leaning into.
Yeah.
But if your title is more clickable,
Yeah.
like, best water bottle out there or
Yeah.
whatever, but that first line of text says the brand of the water bottle and
Yes.
whatever, or the
Mhm.
comparison that you're doing or whatever,
Yes.
you're going to get the same hits. And then you might also get the hits from best water bottle
Yeah.
searches or whatever.
Yeah. Best water bottle for runners, best
Yep.
water bottle for wrestlers, best water bottle for
Yeah.
cheerleaders, right?
Exactly.
Like, sometimes it's throwing in that little extra thing in there. For those of you that are hanging out with us watching, and I see your comments in there, Nate, too. If you guys have any questions for Krissy, feel free to throw them in there. I'm sure she's happy to answer your
Yes, for
questions.
sure.
Yeah, and I know some of you that are watching, like Nate. Nate is also newer to doing influencers. These are people I know from, my normal YouTube show for Amazon selling. So that could be interesting things. If you ever want to have me on your channels, I can talk about, like, as a kind of like where I'm got a pretty decent successful start in the Amazon influencer program without having studied. Just like you said, I just dove in it and did it. I just made a video, right? I just started throwing them up there. It wasn't rocket science, right? But I still there's still things I want to learn. The research, how I research can be a little different, and how I respond to people can be a little different, because of having been on the other side of Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that helps out. And then a lot of Amazon sellers have left selling on Amazon, because I've seen them in Fizz's group, in the Oink extension group, that I'm like, hey, I know you from my old community. Like, hey, what's going on? Because a lot of Amazon sellers are sick of Amazon. The way Amazon treats sellers is horrible. And it's just a very volatile place. And it's mixed with highs and lows. And the Amazon influence is refreshing. So, there's this whole audience of sellers who are definitely doing influencer or want to. So this is Nate. It comes up Elrix, but his name is Nate. Can you both tell us what equipment you use? And he actually does voiceovers. So I know you've got good equipment. What do you use? So what is the equipment you use, Krissy?
Well, like I said, I do have sort of a different setup, so to speak. So me see if I can actually flip
Oh, I know
this.
what your setup looks like because you have showed it in a video
Oh,
before.
yes.
Yeah, that's right. You got fancy pedals that you could maybe show it. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was just trying to figure out. I'm not sure if I can or not, to be honest. Nope.
Well, I can you can probably explain it a little bit
Yeah,
more. Or I can
absolutely.
explain it while you're figuring out if you can share it. She has like you know how you guys can buy a green screen and it has that pole that you could hang your green screen from. She's got essentially a pole that goes over. Now I don't know what the name of that pole is
Yeah,
called.
it's called a Varipole. So I started very sort of humbly, right? So I got the cheapest, lighting that I could find on Amazon. Maybe it wasn't the cheapest, but it had stands, and then it had
Mhm.
like sort of that big box, so that it gave the soft box look, and it worked great. Except every time my dogs came into my room, they would knock over the, the lights, and it would create a whole situation. And then
Yeah,
every time my wife would come in, she would knock over the lights. So everything I feel like sort of moved forward because it became a problem.
yeah.
So that was super annoying. So I got these things called Varipoles. I got two of them, and they essentially are like a giant, sorry, they're like a giant tension rod. Um, and then I got different lights. They're more flat panel that connect up onto
So
those
they're on the
poles.
pole, so that way
Yep.
the dog's not is not knocking over the light.
Exactly. Yep. So I have one pole that runs horizontally across the room, and then I have one that's directly in front of my desk that runs vertically. That one holds the vertical one holds my overhead camera, which is a Sony ZV-1F as in Frank. And then my front facing camera that I use for the majority of my videos is a Sony ZV-1 Mark II.
And these
And
are
that
cameras that
these
would
are
work as a
actual cameras.
photography camera, right?
Yep.
So when you're recording, it's a SIM card that's in there.
I think you mean a memory card.
Memory
And
card.
in theory, that's what I used when I first started was the memory card situation.
Okay.
And then you take the memory card out and put it into the computer.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have a little spot camera, the little tiny camera. I use that right at my sort of desk level. Sometimes you want to like a close-up video of the thing. So I use that there. And then I use a shotgun mic on top of my Sony camera. That's what I use for that. This I use for like YouTube videos. I have a Elgato teleprompter, which is what I'm using now so that I can look into the camera and be looking at the conversation. And that's mostly it for and then I have stupid amount of um monitors. I have Mac M1, no, Mac M4, mini Mac M4 with two monitors. And then I have one monitor that's in front of my studio side, which is where my cameras are, so that I can monitor what I'm doing when I'm making the videos.
See, all of that confuses me. I only just use my phone or my laptop one camera. I wouldn't even know how they all these shots go into one video. That to me, how did you learn that?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like if I'm counting the hours of making videos, probably 10 hours a week. But if I'm counting the time in which I'm spending learning all the other things, it's
Yeah.
so much more.
But you're
Because
learning the other things to elevate the quality of your video. So I mean,
exactly.
and you
Yep.
have to learn it,
Yep.
but once you know it, you know it.
Yep.
Um,
So that's when I use Ecamm Live. So because I use Ecamm Live, I use it in the recording function instead of going live. And so because of that, I don't need to use my memory cards. It saves directly to my computer.
so all these cameras are all linked in to
To
Ecamm Live.
Ecamm Live.
And
Yep.
so you can just kind of bring down whatever section of the footage you want to use.
Well, no, I'm recording it all in the same time. That's what I meant when I was telling you about the foot pedal. So as I'm recording it,
I get it now.
yeah,
That makes
it switches from camera to camera when I need it to, so that at the end I have a complete video and I don't edit anything. I just upload it to Amazon.
Goes there. So Nate is saying, can you give links? So do you already have, because obviously it should be affiliate links, give her credit, right? So do you happen to have like what are those called on our storefronts where we can just have like photos with the links? It might be Krissy's studio setup. Do you have one of those little boards?
A link tree? Is that what you're talking about?
Not Linktree. I'm talking on your Amazon storefront. So like on my
Oh.
Idealist, they're called Idealist.
Oh, yes, I do. Actually, I do. I have not updated that
You
in a long
should.
time.
You should
You're
do a
right, I
business
should.
idea list just for your influencer audience of
That's a
us,
good call.
right, that are watching, with what equipment you use. And then
That's
I
a
can
great
give
idea.
it to me later, and I will put it in the comment section below. And with that way you can earn your Amazon affiliate commission for suggesting the products you use. I mean, hey.
Yeah. That I was just trying to post, I was just putting the link in there for the eCam live, but it said it won't go through. So we'll try and put it in there after the fact.
Yeah, I can maybe do that right now. I found it just with a quick Google search.
Oh yeah, but I have an affiliate link.
Okay. Can you put it in a private chat? There's a private chat option. You can send it to me. So
I
that's
just
what
sent
I
it
love
to you
about
on the
affiliate
I
links.
sent it to you in the Facebook message we've been using.
Okay. But that's the one thing I love about affiliates is it doesn't cost anybody any more money,
Yeah.
than what it would if they just went on there and bought it themselves. And I love that about the program.
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will definitely update my list and I will put it in a comment below this.
Yeah. And then
Below
even
this
on
video.
your own YouTube channel, as you are, oops, I was starting to put it in the private chat. I'm going to put the eCam live here. I could see Nate really liking that because Nate does professional voiceover services for companies. It has nothing to do with Amazon Influencer. He's new to Amazon Influencer. That may be something he likes. So
Yeah.
I put the link to just the eCam software she was talking about, but not to all of her equipment. Yeah, because that would be great for on your channel to have that link there as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I know I have purposely looked when I like people's videos when they do something, when they have like that B-roll that gets entered in, so that way you're not lost in the conversation, because sometimes visually you lose that little bit of interest. Sometimes I like that little snippet of B-roll that comes in. I think, oh, what are they using to do that? So they often don't have that in their comment section.
Yeah, that's true.
So is there anything else, tidbits that you have that you think would be helpful to people, or any part of your story or journey you'd like to share before we end today?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I would just say that, especially for new influencers, that it's just so important that you do the work. That, a lot of it feels like, because so many people comment about how much money they make or post about how much money they make, that new
It gets
people
people
coming
excited.
in.
Yeah.
Yep. But new people coming in, they're like, oh, well, why am I not making that much money? I've been doing this for a month. Because this is a long game. And, as long as, if you're making a lot of videos, then that long game shortens. But, the amount of money you make is directly related to how much effort you are putting in. You
Yeah.
have to make the videos in order for any of the tools to work. And you shouldn't be even looking at any of the tools until after you've been making the videos.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you don't know yet.
That's what I did. I did not get, I heard of Oink actually when it very first came out. And I know that there was this really cheap intro and I wanted to get it. I'm like, but I don't know if I can commit to doing it yet. And I didn't make the videos. Then around September, I got into the videos. By the end of October, I got Oink, and it was reasonably priced and it was a powerful tool because of Oink, because of Q4, which is elevated sales. And I knew that the money I was making November and December were not going to be my norm for January, February, as a newer person with not even 1,000 videos yet, because I knew that. But I knew that Oink was a good purchase. Oink paid for itself in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible. And then I got Viral View just 2.5 weeks ago, because I wanted to try that. I was going to try Viral View for 1 month, and then I'm going to try Fluencer Fruit, because I know that it's similar to Viral View, because I want to try them. I want to decide which ones I want. But I've been a long believer that your business should pay for the tools that it's using.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you have to start off with the bare minimum, but everyone should have a phone and everyone should have a window in their house or a patio with good daylight,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people think that though, that they need to invest in all these things right off the bat. Um, and if they can't do it, then there's no point in making the videos. But that's just not it. That
Mm,
like I do agree that especially with the state of the influencer program now, tools are necessary at some point.
at some
Um,
point.
but not in
But
the
you also have to
beginning.
find out if it's for you, right? Just
Yep.
because, oh, this sounds good and you get all excited, but then what if you don't like it? And then you've
Yeah.
bought all this stuff and you gave up in 6 weeks, right?
Yep.
Like, you know, you don't even know if you're really going to like it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a very simple job, right?
Mhm.
It's not difficult, but it does require effort,
Discipline and
as
effort.
with
I mean, it
everything.
still does. Yeah, you still have to be a self-motivated person.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely. And I think that systems help that motivation, right? Because, very few people have motivation all the time. So having systems in place that help you know, like, I'm going to do this every Monday at, 1 p.m. or
Even if
whatever.
I don't feel like it,
Yep,
at least it's
exactly.
an excuse that I have to get up and brush my hair.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Today I will look presentable.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. But even that, to be honest, right? Like nobody says that the videos need to be perfect.
Let me tell you, the majority of my videos, my hair is not done. Like I have naturally curly, really frizzy hair. And most of my videos, it's like that. A lot of my videos, I don't even have makeup on. The
Yes.
younger me wouldn't have been cut dead even going into a Walmart without makeup, right? The,
Right.
the older me is like, I don't care.
Absolutely.
And it has not affected my videos. Like, oh, she's not young and hot. I'm not going to watch her video
Right.
and click it and buy it. Age, looks, all of it is irrelevant in this program. And that I love
Yep.
because I would have assumed a couple of years ago, if I didn't look like Kim Kardashian and the Instagram girls, that, I couldn't be an influencer because it's only for young, hot chicks, right? But
Right, right.
that is not the case.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly right.
Yep. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. I am really grateful for you accepting my offer to come on here and talk to me and learn from you and share your knowledge with everybody else. And everybody watching this on the replay, those of you on the live already know, please go follow her on YouTube, especially if you are new, beginning in your journey. And even if you're not, because Krissy's videos are a lot of fun. So
Thank you very much. I super appreciate the invite. This has been really fun. And I do hope that um that people get a lot out of this conversation. I think that anytime different people are talking about their perspectives, it's always helpful.
it's always helpful. Yeah. And there's no one right way, you guys. The only one thing you have to do is, like Krissy has said many times, you got to make the video.
Make the video. That's right.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all later. All right.